we have a philosophy. We've been doing coaching in different capacities for about 25 years now, which is crazy. Quarter century.
I don't look old enough.
Yeah, you don't. But apparently, assuming I do. Is that
No, I
what you're
didn't mean
trying to-
that. I was just saying me. I don't look old
Yeah,
enough. for
only
that.
you don't. Yeah. Okay.
We don't.
Oh,
Gosh,
okay.
very, very
Got
much
it.
meant that.
All right, there's the trigger right there. But
For you?
yeah.
Hello, everyone. We are Greg and Jacquie Francis, and welcome to High Performance Parenting, where our passionate goal is to encourage you to raise champion children in a crazy world. Every week, we will bring you multiple episodes from our extensive experience of raising our six happy, healthy, successful, godly kids who are confidently equipped to win big in life.
We deeply believe that any parent who is provided with the right knowledge and continual support can raise amazing kids. And when they do, all of our futures get better. If raising up future generations of absolute champions matters to you as much as it does to us, here's how you can contribute. Like and share this podcast with everyone you know. And together, let's embrace this journey of raising champion kids in a crazy world.
Hello, my love.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to High Performance Parenting Podcast.
Yes, that's us.
That is us. How's things?
Great. Weather's a little cooler this week, but it's kind of nice.
Love it.
But it was super hot last week, so it's nice this week. It kind of feels more like spring than summer coming on to me.
We had a nice, somewhat of a chill week because tennis was over. We've
now.
been running so hard. Yeah, now we're getting back into training and stuff, but it's a little different schedule for sure. But hey, listen, I thought it would be fun for all of our new listeners for us to talk through why we do this podcast.
It's been a while.
Would you like to do that?
Yes, it's been a while since we've explained that.
I know sometimes, we actually are doing our own thing, and we've been, when you've been the one talking on podcasts for a couple hundred episodes, you kind of forget how many new people have become part of your community.
Yes.
And they maybe haven't heard the first few episodes.
Yeah.
And so I thought we would just, go through and talk through some of the key reasons why we put the time, the energy, the effort into doing this. Because, if you're a person that's listening to this podcast and you've never done a podcast before, there's a lot of work that goes into it, and we do it because this matters to us for a lot of really, really important reasons, but there is discipline behind it.
Diligence.
There is a team that you have to build behind you. You have to be able to do the editing, and you have to be able to come up with the topics. And I have to come up with these fantastic dad jokes all the time. It's a burden.
That's the hardest part.
Is it? Me coming up with them, or you listening to them?
Both.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So I'll just start with this. I feel like we should just go back and forth and just have this conversation. And I'm just going to throw out there a little bit of a trigger alert for a lot of parents probably right now. For those that don't necessarily know us, we have a philosophy. We've been doing coaching in different capacities for about 25 years now, which is crazy. Quarter century.
I don't look old enough.
Yeah, you don't. But apparently, assuming I do. Is that
No, I
what you're
didn't mean
trying to-
that. I was just saying me. I don't look old
Yeah,
enough. for
only
that.
you don't. Yeah. Okay.
We don't.
Oh,
Gosh,
okay.
very, very
Got
much
it.
meant that.
All right, there's the trigger right there. But
For you?
yeah. Anyways, but there's just a few things that I think that you'll realize about our personalities, and our personalities are this. It's that I think we've experienced enough life at this point. We've had enough really, really great successes that we can, use as credibility and also confidence in things we're talking about. And we've also had some massive failures, like massive, hardcore, real life, have to go through it kind of stuff that you either get worse from or you get better from. And I feel like we've always had the mindset of getting back up and getting better from everything. And so when you combine those things, we're in a position, I feel, of coaching where you blend in our experiences, you blend in the education we've put ourselves through over 20-something years, and then you throw in our personalities, which we are naturally drivers, we're naturally performers, we're naturally competitors. That's who we are. That tone probably comes through in what we do. But also, I know for me, and I know you too, but I have just really learned to love people. And you and I say this all the time, but love has to look like something. You know, people say, hey, love you, man. Hey, love you, bro. Hey, love, you know, and they also say, I love pizza and I love this. You know, it's like this word gets thrown around a lot. And you and I have just created the philosophy that, you know, if we're really going to love people, how do you prove it? Like, what are the things that actually show it? And one of the things for us of how we love people is we are willing to tell them the truth, even if it hurts. Right?
Yeah, I would agree. I think, of course, there's conversation around it, people skills with it. And, you know, that's something you and I actually have had to work on. Because we do believe in telling people the truth, because we actually care about them. We assume sometimes they know our heart.
Yeah.
But we don't always preface that, hey, it's kind of hard for me to have this conversation with you, but I love you enough to tell you the truth. And so I want to hit on a couple things here that might help you. We have to do it with our kids, with our parents, with our friends, and in our podcasting, in our coaching. You know, we truly love people and we want them to succeed. And we know what it's like to be in a situation where you don't know how.
It's tricky, you know, because, well, I'll get into this here in a minute, but just the reality is, I think a lot of people, because they have not been coached, they have not been mentored, they have grown up in a way that they're overly sensitive when someone does try to coach them. When they do hear truth, instead of receiving it with thankfulness, sometimes they can just receive it as a level of condemnation or criticism, right?
Yeah, I think people feel judged.
Yeah, they feel judged. And
I think most people do today.
Again, that's like one of those words that gets like really overused today. You know, stop judging me. You know, you're judging me about everything. It's always a judging. It's like, well, you might need to be judged, to be honest with you. You know, maybe you're being judged out of love. Maybe there should be a verdict that's out of your actions that actually helps you change the direction you're going, you know? And so I'll just start with this. I would say number one of the reasons why we do this podcast is just because let's just get really honest. Modern culture is weakening families, right? It's like in today's world, if parents aren't completely intentional, culture will raise your family for you.
I couldn't agree more. With social media, with friends influencing, with, you know, just the conversations people have every day, whether it's, you know, church, school, parks, whatever it may be, you get influenced by people that you didn't even realize were influencing you.
For sure.
Sometimes.
Yeah, it's tricky. And so, you know, I'll just say it again, trigger alert. You know, political correctness is such a cancer in our society right now. You know, this is don't do anything that ever hurts anybody's feelings. Don't ever say anything, even though it could be accurate, because it might make me feel a certain way. Let's not ever tell the truth. Let's actually pretend that the truth isn't real in order to make sure that you don't get your feelings hurt. Like all that stuff, it completely damages the ability to be able to disciple anyone, right?
Correct.
Wouldn't you agree?
I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's just like one of our core beliefs, right? If parents are not intentional, culture will raise their kids for them.
That's
and that is the truth.
That's right. Yeah. And so you know, so how does this happen then? So you got families that are drifting. You end up having, honestly, sorry guys, but a lot of fathers who are passive. Most parenting that we see in today's world is very reactive. And that culture is doing this job of disciplining more than parents are, right?
Correct.
And when I say even disciplining, it's really probably more discipling. And you know, discipling can be a thing where it's actually a really healthy thing, or it can be a really unhealthy thing.
Correct.
Because if you're getting discipled by weirdo stuff, or discipled by weak stuff, or discipled by wrong stuff, I mean, that's not how you want to be discipled. But if a parent isn't discipling their kids properly, then they're automatically getting discipled improperly.
Correct.
Right. And so anyway, so this is a really, really big topic, everybody, that I know that some people will want to argue or fight about this, or, you know, put up their defenses and things like that. Listen, I just got to tell you, I'm just telling you the truth because we care about you and we care about families. Families is our thing. This is what we want. We want healthy families because we believe if you can get healthy families, you can create a healthy nation.
Correct.
And right now, I feel like our nation is fairly unhealthy because families are so unhealthy. And so we're going to talk truth about this.
And that's kind of our whole objective here, is to help the family dynamic become stronger and stronger generationally instead of weaker and weaker. And unfortunately, we've just seen the opposite for so long, and it's time to take a stand.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is. It's true. And so I know for us, a lot of times we feel almost what would be the word? We feel like we're almost overly unique, I would say, and don't really fit in, if you will. And it's kind of a weird thing. I mean, we're mature enough, you and I are at this point where we've also built enough things where we've had to kind of stand out in order to be able to excel at anything. And when you do that, you have a society of average that actually pulls against you or
try to tear you down,
or tries
say you're wrong.
Yeah. Or gangs up on you and makes you
bully you,
tries to make you feel like you're off just because you don't fit in or that you're some kind of oddball. And, I'm watching our kids go through it now because they're walking around with standards and character, and people give them a hard time because they're the unique kids and stuff, and it's like, yeah, but you're just kind of jealous if we ever get honest about it.
With their self-confidence, with how strong they are, how mentally tough they are, how kind they are, how loving and peaceful they are. Those are the kind of things that most kids don't know how to appreciate, so they're jealous of it.
So the point is here, for all of you out there that actually want to have a high performance family, meaning a successful family, those of you that want to actually disciple world changing kids in a crazy world, you just first lesson is this: you got to realize your goal is to not fit in with the world. Your goal is to stand out, and you have to be prepared that you're going to receive a level of judgment for it. Right.
And I also think it's something that you have to realize it doesn't just come and go day by day. You have to make a choice and then stick to it. We aren't one way on Monday, a different day on Tuesday, act different on Wednesday. We are consistent, and we are consistently going to impact the world to be a better place through the families. And that's making a choice that you might not fit in every day.
Yeah, it's like even in the Word, I'm paraphrasing here, but it basically says that, geez, if you're going to be a follower of Christ, then there's going to be a lot of really great benefits to it, but it also comes with persecution. Right. And I feel like if you're going to be a family who is discipling your kids in a way that God wants you to, there's going to be a lot of great benefits like we experience, but it's also going to come with persecution.
There's a price to it.
From the world,
yes.
Which means people being more in the world and being of the world versus of the word. And so just expect it. But I just want to encourage everybody out there to embrace it, because, it's
wonderful when you do.
Yeah. There's like, you start creating, I don't know. It's like the world has to start shifting for you instead of you trying to bend to it, but it takes effort to be able to do it.
And it takes a lot of intentional talks with your kids. If I can say anything, we have to remember that our kids want to understand what we're doing. They want to know why we're doing it. They want to fit into their family life. That is their first part. That's their safe zone. That's where they want to be. And so we have to make them feel comfortable and stay consistent with what we're trying to accomplish in this world with them. And it can't be a flip-flop every other day. So parents, if I can give you any advice, it's really making sure that you are setting up the right kind of standards together, husband and wife, so your kids know what to expect in your family.
It's good. Okay, I would say second key point, I don't know how far we'll get into this one, but, we just have such a strong belief that regardless of how crazy the world keeps getting, let's just get honest. There's a lot of weird things that are being trained in our school systems. There's a lot of government overreach in so many different ways of how they think that a lot of parents should only have so many rights about their family versus what a bigger system should do for your family. I mean, there is a lot of organizational things that are a nightmare in so many different ways. And the only reason that they have any legs is because people in their own homes are allowing it.
Yes.
Right. And so, I just truly believe that if you want to get a hold of the future of this nation again, that leadership has to start in the home.
Yes.
I think so many people want to wave their fists and scream about big government and scream about, this school system and this school board and everything else. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but what are you doing in your own home to begin with? Like how do you raise world changers in there? It's even like, for me, it's a very important part of even learning from someone in the area of like biblical truth. It's like if you don't have it right in your house, not perfect, but if you don't have it right in your house, if you don't have an intentionality in your own home, if you're not putting like the biggest energy towards you, your spouse, and your kids, then why would I listen to you? You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. I get it. Maybe you're a good communicator, or maybe you have a heart for the masses of people. But what about the people within that you've been entrusted with as a primary focus?
Are you stewarding your own household before you go out and start impacting the masses? I mean, that's an important question that everybody needs to think about.
Yeah.
What's your household like? And again, ours is not perfect. We're not out there trying to say that our life is perfect. We've learned a lot of things the wrong way.
Sure.
You and I.
We have.
But we've done a lot of correction for you and me. So then we can set the right standard for our kids. And it wasn't because we were necessarily in a household that demonstrated this. You know, we really needed to be intentional.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really, really important to get this, because I think, you know, even in today's society, this culture, a lot of your success as a person is graded on how financially successful you are. You
Correct.
know, the neighborhood you live in, or the type of car that you drive, or the title on your, you know, your work description or business or whatever. And whether we even know we're pursuing that as a priority or not, most of us are. And so therefore, but at the same time, when all of that is said and done, I heard somebody say recently that there's going to come a day when someone's going to ask your kids, your adult kids, what it was like to be parented by you, and you're not going to be around. And what will they say? You know, and to me, that's a question that, like, I want them to have a great answer for. So we'll continue this next episode.
Good.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening, and thanks for your love and support. We hope that today's episode added tremendous value to you and your family. It would mean so much to us if you would partner with us on our mission of helping parents around the globe raise champion children in this crazy world.
To do so, simply take a moment to like and share this podcast with everyone in your network. See you next time.